Welcome to Tech Notice. Today there's going to be some different audio things going on, and the main reason for all this weird setup is to test out this microphone over here. This is called the Maono PM421, just if you want to know what's going on. And this is an USB microphone, condenser USB microphone for podcasts and things like that. And it comes with the whole kit. You get this arm, you get this windproof, you get the microphone and the microphone stand and the cable. And this costs around £57. Okay, let's round it up to £60. Okay. And then over here, this microphone over here is the newer NW7000 microphone. And it's the same thing over here. You get the whole kit of this microphone. You get the microphone, the windproof, the stand over here, and the cable. And it is as well a USB microphone, but it costs around £30. Okay, so half the price of this one. And what I want to do today is figure out if it's worth this one, compare it to a few of the other microphones so you can see which one maybe suits the best for you and how much better is it to actually use microphones like this instead of a lapel microphone like this. Or if you've got like a shotgun on the camera that's over here, there's a little shotgun microphone over here shooting this way. Or if you have purely on-camera audio that's somewhere over here, you can see how much different it actually all sounds. So we're going to compare them all to, and for a reference, we have one professional microphone over here as well. So this one over here is the SE Electronics X1 microphone. And this one the bundle cost around £300 or £200-300. So it's almost 10 times or 5 or 6 times as what you would get with some of the cheaper options. But just for comparison, how would these cheaper ones compare to something that's really expensive and getting into the professional grade microphones? Now, the different thing about this one is that this is not a USB microphone. This is a large condensator microphone and it needs a phantom power. So I'm running it through this Zoom H5 over here, and then it goes over there to the computer and recording it on GarageBand. So let's dive deeper into these microphones and see which one sounds the best and what are the differences. So let me tell you about this Moana or Moana. I'm gonna call it Moana because hashtag Disney. So this microphone over here, and it's got a little bit of different features than the rest of them because it's got two knobs on the actual microphone. So as you can see, I can easily mute it on the microphone by just tapping this mute button. But now it goes back to I can easily mute it, so that's like one of the cool things. The other thing is there is a gain knob on this, so you can adjust the microphone sensitivity. As you can see, I can turn it down, take it down. No, this is 50%, but I am using it on actual 100% because I thought, why not? You know, it's not clip-in. We want as good of a, warm audio coming in as possible. So the setup is quite easy actually. You've got a USB cable that comes with it, plug it underneath the microphone, plug it in. It's very, very straightforward. So if you want to use it on your computer or something like that, you can easily do that, recording podcasts, voiceovers, things like that. So that is very, very, very easy. No drivers needed if you're plugging it in onto the Mac. I'm sure it's the same with Windows. I know what you're thinking. How do these compare to each other and what do they sound like? So let's do a test right now. So check 1, 2. This is the microphone test of the Moana microphone. I'm about maybe a few inches away from the microphone speaking through the wind muff, and this is what it sounds like. Let's leave a little pause and listen to the self noise of the microphone as well. This is the newer microphone over here. I'm about the same distance from the microphone. I'm using the wind muff or the wind filter over here, and this is what it sounds like. Check 1, 2, newer NW7000 microphone. Now let's make a little pause and also listen to the self noise of the microphone. Okay, check 1, 2. This is the SE Electronics X1 microphone, and I'm about the same distance from the microphone as the rest. Okay, listening to the sound through my headphones so I can hear. I'm using the Maono Windproof to use this for the microphone. It sounds pretty good to me. In my ears, I can see that, or what I notice is that there's a bit of a bigger or longer lag in terms of the audio getting to the computer and me listening back to it. There's a bit more delay than the other microphones. It's probably because it's going through the audio interface and then going in. So now let's listen to the self noise of this microphone. Let's be quiet for a moment and listen to that. Now let's talk about some of the things that I have noticed when listening to these back myself as well. So one thing I have noticed is that obviously because of the gain knob on this microphone, I can turn the microphone so much further up compared to the newer microphone, which means that the newer microphone comes in as a much lower signal than this Maono microphone. So that's another thing to notice. So when listening to the self noise of all these microphones, the lowest self noise microphone is obviously this SE Electronics X1 microphone, because it's so much more expensive and things like that. Now, at first, I would think that there is a bit more noise on this newer microphone, but when I'm actually evening out the noises or the levels a bit more compared to the Maono microphone, then I can see that the Maono microphone actually has a little bit more of self noise. There is also like a high little whistle instead of just like white noise. There's some kind of like a tone to it as well, like a little high, something like that, as well as just the noise of the microphone. So in terms of the noise levels, I would rate this one the best, then the newer microphone, and then the Maono microphone. But this is not all of it. If you're asking me how do these microphones sound, then I think this Maono microphone is very, very, very impressive actually. So regardless of the self noise, which can be actually edited out in some of the post-processing softwares, this Maono microphone actually sounds really, really, really good. By meaning of really, really good, I mean it's very, very clear and it sounds very professional. Now this newer microphone, which is half the price, sounds very, very like kind of MIDI, and there's like mid frequencies boosted, the highs aren't very clear and the lows aren't very clear, and it's very like MIDI microphone, whereas this is so much more richer and deeper sound. As you can hear, there's so much more of the clarities in the highs, and you can hear the bass of my voice, and the mids are clear. There's none of that like cheap sounding. It actually sounds very, very similar to this X1 microphone, which is over here. So to me, that is very, very, very impressive. Okay, so if you're also wondering why is this Windproof filter in front of the microphone and what is the difference with or without it, then as you can see, if I did like Peter Piper, Peter Piper, Peter Piper, and listen to it now, Peter Piper, Peter Piper, Peter Piper, there's so much more wind that is just blowing into the microphone and it just takes it off. So that's why it's so much better with this one on, and it just clears the sound a little bit more. So if you're asking for my kind of review or my opinion of this microphone, then I am seriously impressed for what they provide. Now, comparing it to the newer one, and you're asking me, is it worth double the price? I think it seriously is. Okay, if you don't want to do a lot of post-processing, and it's always much better if you get a very clean and good raw audio coming straight from the microphone instead of trying to boost it and getting it richer or sounding a bit better in the post-production, which is possible to a point, but the thing is, it never will sound as good as the actual microphone if it's a better microphone, because if you did the same things on the better microphone, you can make it sound so much better. If you're doing podcasts or maybe voiceovers or running an audio thing or running a show or radio, something like that, I think definitely this is a cheap microphone that is worth looking at, and it's worth its money. You get the whole kit with it, which is quite nice as well, so you can move it around a little bit, you know, move it where you are, easily adjust it, things like that. You can also adjust how the microphone goes in, which direction. So there's these two knobs over here, and you can take the microphone out, as you can see, and point it different ways. So this is definitely a very nice microphone. Maybe you're doing gaming or you're doing online streaming or things like that. Very easy, plug into your computer, boom, off you go, and you get some seriously nice sound. I would even record some vocals or guitars or some of the instruments on this because it sounds very good. Just a little bit of denoising in the back, and then you're off to go. It sounds very nice. So I'm gonna leave all the links for all these microphones in the description below if you want to check them out, and if you want to, you know, try them yourself or check some of the other specs. I thought that when I'm getting this microphone, at first I thought, do you know what, it's not gonna be as close to the SE-X1 as I thought, but actually it's very close to this SE-X1, and I'm very impressed with the sound. It sounds very deep and rich, and there's a very high quality audio that comes out of it. Now, it's good to have like these little extras as the gain knob over here if you know, feel like, whoa, I'm getting a bit too loud, and you don't want to go inside the computer and start adjusting your microphones and things like that when you're running a podcast. It's just easier to do boom, turn it down like that, and then off you go. You know, you turn down the microphone or turn it back up. It's very easy doing that. Or if you want to just cough, for example, you're just gonna go, come back to the show, and you didn't hear the cough. Easy as that, especially in these days when people are coughing around. So for the last thing, my conclusion is this microphone actually sounds very nice. I do recommend it, and you can find the links in the description. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this episode of Tech Notice. I hope you enjoyed the video. At least I hope it was entertaining to you. Now, if you have any other questions or any other suggestions, or let me know, what did you think? Did you think that this is worth the money? Was the newer as good as this one, or do you think they're completely off compared to the X1 in the middle here? I'd love to know from you, because your opinion is what matters. Hit that like button if you liked the video, subs if you loved it, and I'll see you in the comment section below. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Ciao.